Hello, it's me, Kitty again, and we are still doing Beyond the Pages Jumpstart to Writing Your First Book. Look, I know it's been a minute since I put out a video, but my apologies. I had some personal things going on, and so I had to take care of that before I can get another video out. But although we were supposed to move to the next phase of Jumpstart to Writing Your First Book, when I looked into my inbox, I had some questions, okay? And feel free to leave some questions in the comments. Feel free to send me an email. I'm going to have my email down below also. And so I actually had 6 questions in my inbox, but today I'm only going to answer 3. And if you see me looking away, that's because I've made, I've written out some of the responses, and I want to make sure that I give you the full answer so that you can have complete understanding of what I'm saying. And if you have any more questions, feel free, like I said, to put it in the comments or to go ahead and send me an email. And so the very first question that I'm going to address this one first because I always get this question, no matter who I'm talking to, where I'm at, if we're talking about books or anything like that. This is the main question that comes up. And so I want to make sure to get this one out of the way at the forefront so that you can understand and so that you can have an understanding of it, okay? The first question is, why should I self-publish? Why should I self-publish? The first thing I'm going to start with is quality. I'm going to start with quality. If you ever see the acronym POD and you're not sure what that is, that's just print on demand, okay? So the POD books have definitely come a long way over the years, especially with this digital printing technology that we have now. So many self-publishing companies offer a variety of services to the POD customers, where at one time they didn't have all of these services that they offered. And now they're including things like professional editing and professional cover design. This way it can better ensure the authors publish the best book possible, okay? And also to have the highest quality. And so I'm going to say quality is one of the reasons why you want to go ahead and self-publish. The other thing I'm going to say is diversity. We know that publishing a book is all about making money. People publish books to make money. And some people publish for legacy reasons, and that's fine. Like we talked about in a previous video, where some people just want to publish for legacy, to leave something to their kids, to do like a family cookbook, something like that. And so legacy doesn't count in this, what we're talking about right now, because we know that ordinarily publishing a book is about making money. And so where you're going to have traditional publishing companies that are going to be looking for certain things. They're going to be looking for, to see if your book meets a certain criteria and things like that, where if you self-publish, then you don't have to worry about that, okay? Because self-publishing allows the authors to write for their niche markets, okay? And to publish books that cater to audiences who appreciate diversity and singularity and novelty, okay? Instead of the ones that are looking for vast quantities in order to offset printing costs. Are we able to sell this book where we're able to, it has to do with the printing cost and the vast quantities, and that's what traditional publishers are looking for. Whereas you self-publishing, that's not even your major concern, okay? And so the next one I'm going to talk about is speed. Yes, speed, because publishing a book can take years when you're dealing with a traditional publishing company. Okay, and because you have to write the manuscript, then you have to go back and forth with them about your manuscript. Then there's the sending the query letters, agonizing over, trying to reach the agents and trying to reach the publishers. And so with self-publishing, it shortens those years to a few months and sometimes a few weeks, which is great, right? Because you don't want to be sitting on something that you've written. You have this manuscript and you're ready to put it out there, and then the next thing you know, you're waiting years because you're trying to find a publisher that's going to pick you up. Hopefully if you're not a big name, then 9 times out of 10 it won't happen like that. Okay, I'm not saying that it can't happen, because all things are possible with God, but just sitting on your manual is just wasting a whole lot of time. But when you self-publish, it can take weeks, it can take months. Look, when I put my last book, when I self-published my last book, it only took 72 hours to approve it, and it was ready for sale just that fast. And so authors don't have to wait to see their books in print when they self-publish, and they don't have to watch those books lose their relevance, right? And so we have let's see, we have quality, we have diversity, and we have speed. And now the other thing that I want to I saved this one for last because this one is great. This one, I could have said it first, but you know how they say save the best for last. So that's what I'm doing. I saved this one for last. This is control. Yes, control. Historically, authors had very little influence over the fate of their books, right? Because the traditional publishing would decide if your book was print worthy. They would decide if your book met their criteria. Things like that, the cover art was something that you had no control over. The layout is something that you have no control over, and the price point is something that you have no control over. But with self-publishing, you have control over all of that. So when you choose to self-publish, you remain in charge. I definitely wanted to make sure I say that when you self-publish, you remain in charge of all of that, okay? And you choose when your manuscript is ready and the final outcome, okay? And so that's what I wanted to share with you about why should you self-publish. You want control. You want control. You want to have great quality, and you can produce that great quality on your own without the traditional publishing, especially with the POD right now. Diversity and speed, right? And then one of the other questions that I got, one of the other questions I got was, how much does it cost to self-publish? Look, that all depends on your budget. How much is your wallet willing to cough up? How much do you have in your budget to spend on self-publishing, on publishing in particular? And so this answer, there is no general answer for that, because it just all depends on who you are and what it is that your budget would allow. I wish I had some concrete information to give you, but what I can tell you is that this is not a one-size-fits-all, but you have to look at your book as more than just a book, okay? This is a product that you have, and a product is more than numbers on a cost-benefit analysis. And so what I have here is, let's see, Research shows that readers decide within 8 seconds whether or not to invest energy into a book. And this means that customized cover design and a clean, professionally edited manuscript may be key factors in readers' decision to purchase that book. And so you have to look at your book as a product, and you want to present the best product that you can. Okay, you don't want to just throw anything out there. Another thing that you have to consider is your book. Your book is an investment. It is an investment. So the money authors spend on self-publishing isn't simply an expense. So don't look at it as this is just an expense. Look at it as an investment in your product, an investment in yourself also. And by dedicating money to publication, an author creates a book that has value and can potentially earn a profit. Okay, and that's exactly what you want to do. You want to earn a profit, but you want to make sure that the book that you're putting out there has value. Okay, we don't want to neglect that. You heard the term, you have to spend money to make money. And that also applies for your book also. So like I said before, don't look at it as just an expense, but look at it as an investment. And then I want to say, plan on making a profit. You have to plan on making a profit. Okay, so the average upfront cost can range in self-publication anywhere from $2,500 to $3,000. And that's just, I'm going to say that's like the average cost. That's not the minimum or the maximum, because I've known some people to do it less than $2,500, like $1,500. But like I said again, it all depends on what your budget is, what kind of product you want to put out there, and how do you view your investment, okay? Because when I say $2,500 to $3,000, I mean, you have to consider your book cover, you have to consider your interior design, you have to consider editing, proofing, things like that. Marketing, that's your biggest thing, marketing. And there are all kind of ways to market now. It really doesn't have to be that expensive, but these are the things that you're going to have to pay for in order to present something that readers want to read, present a book that readers actually want to read. And so let's see here, just as television advertisements remind customers that a restaurant exists and sells a dish that you really want, authors' platforms or marketing plans help spread the word that their books are out there and that they are desirable, okay? And so that's the three things right there when you're considering how much it costs. And just remember, like I said before, it's not a one-size-fits-all. And so you have to be mindful of that. So what it costs me might not be the same what it costs you. And if my book is 100 pages and your book is 50 pages, then that plays a difference also. And look, when it comes to cover designs and things like that, if you don't specialize in designing or anything like that, hire someone. Search the market. I deal with Fiverr. I like them for all kind of things. That's Fiverr. I deal with them for all kind of things. You can put the app on your phone. You can pull up their site. And these people are really talented, and it's not really, really expensive. Okay. And let's see. I had one more question that I wanted to cover, because I had 6 questions and I wanted to cover at least 3. Okay, let's do this one right here. Let's do, okay, I'll do this one. Which is better, hardcover, paperback? Okay, that's a question. And there are benefits and withdrawals to each kind of book, whether it's hardcover or whether it's paperback. The self-publishing process allows for authors to pick one or even both. And each kind of appeals to different types of buyers. Like I have some people that we're talking about, the question was about paperback and hardcover, but I also use Kindle. I also, it's the ebook. I also use Kindle. And some people just, I'd rather read it on my iPad. I'd rather read it on my device, where I have some people that says, I want it tangible in my hands. And I have some people that says, do you have it in hardcover? And then I have, some people that just, the paperback is totally fine with them, especially because some of them say that they like to keep it in their purse and they like to carry it with them and things like that. So it just all depends. So let's cover hardcover. Hardcovers are durable. They look good on display. That's one of the things, like you go in, like back in the day, you would go in somebody's house and they would have this hardcover book on what we call the coffee table. And it was basically for display, like they never read the book. But hardcovers, they are durable. They look good on display. They make great gifts, okay? Especially if they're autographed. So if an author says that you can get an autographed copy, hey, that's good all day, right? They are more expensive to produce. Let me get that out there. They are more expensive to produce, and they could cost more to the reader. But if they're willing to pay it, then that's fine. However, they are less transportable than an e-reader or a paper book, okay? And they're good to have when you're at a book signing, when you're at speaking events, conferences, things like that. They say that it's really good to have for that. So when we get to the paperbacks are cheaper. I don't want to use that word cheaper. They're more inexpensive, but they're easy to travel with. Like I said, some ladies like to tell me that they like to keep it in their purse, their backpack, things like that. And they appeal to the majority of buyers for these reasons, and because they're cost effective when they're buying it. It's not as much as a hardcover book, where your paperback might be $9.99, but your hardcover can range from $16.99 to $24.99 to $30-something. Now you have some paperbacks that can go as high as $16.99, even $20, and that's good too. But your hardcovers are definitely going to be $24.99 and up. I've seen some that were $35.99 or something like that. And so just keep in mind that they are more inexpensive, okay? And when presented a hardcover and paperback edition of the same in stores, readers will often choose the paperback. So that's a little something to consider also, okay? They are less durable than the hardcover books. However, it may not be like one of the collectives, like how some people just collect books. Most people, if they just collect books and want to have them on their bookshelves and look real nice, they may go with the hardcover. But that's just different things to weigh right there. And so that's the 3 questions that I'm answered today. I'm going to have 3 more questions for you at another time. I'm still kind of getting some answers to them. I want to make sure that I give you the really good information, something that's really going to help you while you're in the process of trying to decide which way you want to go. Do you want to go self-publishing, traditional? Do you want hardcover? Do you want softcover? And just to know your investment, not so much your expense on writing a book. So hopefully this video helped you, and I pray that you got everything you need. Listen, if you have a question, go ahead, leave it in the comments, or go ahead and shoot me an email. I will respond. And if the question is a very general question, like these are that can help more than just you, I'm going to go ahead and do a video on it, but I will let you know that I will be doing a video on it. Okay, so you guys have a blessed day. Be careful. Look, right now we're in the place where we have 2 storms in the Gulf, and so you guys be safe, especially my Louisiana, Texas people. Okay, thank you. See you next time.